Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
I'm not paying attention.
Pardon the noise in the background. The Hubs is playing basketball online and can't control him. He's online. He's using her microphone. So you might hear him talking. Hello, how are you? Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Smackdown was okay. It was okay. I'm going to tell you the parts that I liked, the parts I could have done without, the parts that were campy and funny, cute, whatever. And then we're going to go into what I think should happen going forward for SmackDown and just in general, because while I expected things to calm down for the last two shows, we did get some good things going. It's just it's one of those days, okay? Let's start off with the beginning of the show. The beginning of the show was very, very prevalent, okay? All it did was give us a nice little camping moment with Joe Hendry and, of course, Miz. Now, Miz and Joe Hendry, they seem to be on like a very big fight with each other for some reason. Miz is angry with Joe Hendry for spoiling his moment, as he put it, at John Cena's final match. He didn't like that. So he demanded a match with Joe Hendry, and that match he did get. But instead of it just being a regular old match, it was a Miracle on 34th Street street fight, which is what WWE normally does around the holiday season. Of course, these are the type of campy matches that are really built for the kids, but also just a cute, fun little match that people can learn to enjoy. Okay, we had Tozawa in there, we had Otis in there, and we also had R-Truth, who was running around in a bunny costume. The thing about this was I didn't understand the significance of the bunny costume. I was trying to understand. I'm like, why the bunny costume? And then when it was revealed that it was all truth, it made sense. Okay. So the match happened. Joe Hendry won. Let's keep it at that. We'll keep it short and sweet. If you want to see it, I'm sure WWE will put clips of it up on their YouTube channel. But for me, this wasn't something that I was definitely interested in. I was happy Joe Hendry got his moment, but this wasn't something that I wanted to see. So if I had to give it a grade, I give it a C minus. It was okay. Could it have been better? Absolutely. Moving on. So let's talk about some segments, backstage segments. Now, the first segment we saw backstage was Cody Rhodes. He seemed to be quite irate. Drew McIntyre had not arrived to the arena yet, and Drew was set to come and apologize to the referee. And then the clause in the contract that was signed would be implemented. Cody Rhodes could not put his hands on Drew McIntyre at any point, or he would be stripped of his championship. Now, this is where I say Cody sometimes let his emotions get the better of him, because the contract only states that Cody can't put his hands on Drew, but Drew can attack Cody, and that's the problem. Not only is that, but Drew is a master troller. So this is a recipe for disaster. Even if Drew is somehow stripped of, let's say Cody Rhodes is stripped of his championship at some point. This doesn't automatically mean that Drew McIntyre gets the championship, but it does mean that Drew would have a clearer path to the title. And I think that is the goal here if we're going by storyline efforts. Okay? However, I'm going to say it's not going to work out in Drew's favor. It normally never does, but I digress. Cody asked for Drew. He wanted to know where he was. And, Nick Aldis basically said, listen, he's not here. When he gets here, I'll let you know. Cody was like, cool. I'm going to my trailer. So he's gone. Now, the next thing we got was Ilya Dragunov. Ilya saw the boys were out there talking. And basically what he told them was, he said, hey, Fraxium, let me talk to Carmelo right quick. We got a rap. He said, Carmelo, walk with me, talk with me. He like, listen, last week we took care of handle business DIY and it was chef's kiss. But you know what's been really messing with me? And Carmelo was like, what? What's tea? He was like, what pissed me off? It had nothing to do with the match last week. It had everything to do with our title match that we had that was ruined. So he said, we finna run this shit back. And we finna see who the better man is. Because he said, one thing I'm not is a scary bitch. Okay? I ain't never run from a fight. And I don't like my matches to end in finishes that I don't make sure it happens. It either I get beat fair and square or pain is going to be your salvation. That's all I got for you. And Carmelo said, well, nigga, let's run it then. If you're ready to run it back, I'm always ready because I'm him. You feel me? Ilya said, okay, let's go. So he kind of, shrugged it off. And then Carmelo was like, hell yeah, and got ready to go. Ilya grabbed him back like, nigga, you might want to get ready. Okay? Because this ain't finna be no walk in the park for you. Carmelo said, don't worry about it because I'm him. I got you. All right? So the boys went their separate ways. The next match of the night was Lash Legend facing off against Charlotte Flair. Now, what I liked about this match was that Lash was still booked to be strong. And Charlotte sold everything that Lash was given. Lash is just generally bigger. She's stronger. And this is something that Charlotte isn't generally used to. There's a workaround that she has to play in order to be able to contend with Lash Legend. Now, anybody else that Charlotte goes up against, even with them being equally yoked, like somebody say a Rhea Ripley, it's still going to be an issue. It won't be such an issue for Charlotte because she knows them. She has a rapport with them. She knows where she's going. Lash is new territory. And because of that, Lash dominated majority of this match. She had most of it going and coming. Okay. But just like last week, Nia interfered in Lash's match and so did Alexa Bliss. And this leveled the playing field for Charlotte. She was able to best Lash Legend with a good old roll up. Now, is it something that I would have expected for it to happen that way? No. But that's the way that it went down. And sometimes a good roll up can get you together. Sometimes a good roll up is all you need. Okay? Sometimes it's all you need. Any whoosies. Hello? Hey. Hey, Kira. Hey, Aaliyah. How y'all doing? Okay. So, after that, what happened after that? Child, I gotta go to notes because I don't remember everything. Drew arrived after that. And basically they asked Drew, they said, hey, we heard Nick Aldis got everything worked out with you. Like, what's going on with that? Like, how is that going to work out for you in the end? And do you have, are you ready to apologize? Are you ready to, state your piece? And Drew was like, you know what? Yeah, I am ready to do it, but not right now. I'm exhausted. I just flew in from Scotland and I'm tired. I think I'll go and have a nap, take some sleeps. And then when I wake up, I'll let you guys know if I'm ready. All right. Toodles. And then he walked his ass off and went back to his little suite, I guess. Now, we got a little vignette backstage with the champ, Jade Cargill. Now, Jade Cargill was back there she was being interviewed by Byron, I recall. And basically Byron asked her how she felt about Michin, coming at her strong. And she was just like, Michin ain't nothing to sneeze at. Like, she ain't nothing worth my time. She obviously had to attack me from behind because she can't come at me straight up. But she said, just like Michin, her punk ass friend B-Fab, and all the other hoes in this locker room, I'll take her ass down and show her what's up. Just like I do everybody else. Because she was like, I don't need no motherfucking weapon. I am the weapon. And then she moved it out her face. Now let me be real. Jade, I love you, girl. But real recognize real. Bitch, you attacked Michin from behind last week. Well, the week before last. That was you. So if we're going to call a spade, let's keep it real. You started the sneak attacks. If Michin was not a threat to you and she meant nothing to you, she was of no consequence, then there was no need for you to attack that girl from behind. You could have actually had your motherfucking match. And then you could have went on ahead and beat her ass in the ring like you did B-Fab. But for some reason, you decided that the best way to go about this was to attack Michin and not even have a fucking match. So I'm just saying, if we're going to call a spade, let's call a spade a spade. You can't call nobody a scary ass bitch when you've been acting like a rude bully running around WWE because you done got the championship off of Tiffany, which, if we being real, shouldn't have been that hard. Okay? I'm just causing it like I sees it. Okay? Now, get mad if you want to. But I ain't Michin. I'm just saying. I ain't Michin. So let's keep it all the way funky. Let's be 1000%. You attacked Michin from behind, so you gotta be fair. Fair is fair. Okay, so she only returned a favor to you, sis. That's all that happened. Now, Michin and them don't like the fact that you bullying people. I have a sneaking suspicion that B-Fab is gonna turn on her friend in this match next week, and she gonna join your side, and you gonna end up getting, have yourself a nice little crew of people. Don't know if it's gonna be Michin or not, but I have a sneaking suspicion that B-Fab definitely is gonna be one of them girls that's gonna be on your side. It'd be about time. It's a lot of hidden doors in this house. Baby, that's a closet. Baby. Jay. I'll show him in a minute. That's a fucking closet right there. That's crazy. I need this house. How much is these? Because I need the house. Anyways. So we know that next week Michin is going to be facing off against Jade Cargill, and that's not going to be a title match. It's just going to be a match. Now, after the match with Lash and Nia, Charlotte and Bliss is backstage making sure they know what their next goal is. They finally got the dub over them two bullies, so they happy about it and they're proceeding forward. They like, now that we done got them out the way, we need to move into getting our championships back. And of course, Rhea and Io was standing right there. They was like, bitch, I don't know why you think you're going to be the ones to get the titles next, seeing as how we're the ones who are facing off against the Kabuki Warriors next. So they was like, get that shit out your mind, because I guarantee you, if you're going to be going after the titles, then bitch, you finna be looking at me in my face, messing with me, trying to get the title back. Okay, you're gonna have to worry about the Kabuki Warriors. Okay, you're gonna have to worry about that because you're gonna be worried about us. Then here come Nia and Lash talking about all that bullshit you pulled this way, you cheating ass. Yeah, they cheated, girl. They cheated because you don't know how to make sure you let your girl win on her own. Lash is big enough and bold enough to do shit on her own. She did not need your big ass to come in there helping her. She didn't need that. Anyways, they all arguing. The Kabuki Warriors pop up. I'm like, where the fuck did y'all come from? These hoes was ready to go. They're mad. They're in their feelings. They're mad. Okay, so Nick said, listen, y'all is out here tripping. Y'all wreaking havoc in this damn in backstage. I'm tired of this shit. He said, so next week it's gonna be a 4-on-4, 8-woman tag team match. Y'all gonna work out whatever grievances y'all got before Rhea and Io face off against the Kabuki Warriors next in January and at the next Netflix premiere. Okay, so y'all do whatever the fuck y'all gotta do, but y'all not gonna be destroying this backstage and arguing and fighting all the time. Y'all get that shit out your system right now. The girls was like, fine. Now I'm going to tell you how that's going to go down. More than likely, the Kabuki Warriors and Nia and Lash Legend are going to win that match. They lost at War Games, and they have been beating up on Rhea and Io ever since that War Games. They're going to lose in January because them titles are going to Rhea and Io. They most definitely are. But the Kabuki Warriors are going to win with Nia and Lash next week. I guarantee you that. Because the big match that everybody wants to see, or at least they're alluding to seeing, is having Charlotte, Bliss, and Rhea and Io finally face off against each other. Can't do that if the Kabuki Warriors are still champions. And to be honest, the Kabuki Warriors don't need the titles. They didn't need to get them in the first place. Personally, I think they should have let Charlotte and Bliss keep the damn titles and have them drop the titles to Rhea and Io. And then you could have ran it back for a rematch. And if you wanted them to keep them, let them do it. But you wasted our time with letting them take them titles off of them. You also didn't let Charlotte and Bliss get their lick back on Nia and Lash for costing them the damn titles in the first fucking place. Which I don't like no loose ends in no story. Clean that shit up, bro. Clean it up. Hiram said, I would have asked, where is all this animosity and bullying when you face Tiffany for the first time? Ooh. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Anyway, so Cody was in Nick Aldis's office, and Nick Aldis was telling Cody, he said, listen, Drew isn't here yet. But when Drew does get here, I promise you I'll let you know. And so,
oh yeah, you want to go look.
After that, well, Nick was, in the hallway talking, and then he ended up going to his office, and that's when we saw that Trick Williams was sitting back there with his feet up on Nick's table and shit. Nick, like usually when people come in my office, they don't make themselves this at home. You ain't got no motherfucking home training. You just coming in here putting your goddamn feet on my table. And he was like, oh, my bad, Nick. I just made myself at home. But listen, Raw's offering up some real nice perks at this contract, my guy. So listen, if you trying to court me, you trying to get me on Team Blue, I'm going to need you to holler at my people. And they'll holler at your people. And then we going to see how this work out for both of us. You $250 for that house? I need that house, Jared.
Okay. 99 perimeter, 99 seal, 94 speed, 92 agility.
I need that fucking house. Y'all don't understand how pretty this modular home is, but anyways. So he was like, Nick, they offering a nice little bag. They offering me a nice little cool, cute bag. What you giving? You know what I'm saying? What you selling? What you putting up? And baby, baby, listen. Nicholas said, listen, let me check it out. Let me see what I got for you. Let me try to make sure we can get some things worked out. And Nick walked away. And then we seen Trick. And of course, the champion is walking up on Trick. And Trick Williams like, oh, look, y'all already got yourselves a champ. And he said, you know what? That's cool. I respect that. But check this out, champ. He says, if Nick Aldis makes me the right offer and I sign with Smackdown, Drew McIntyre gonna be the least of your problems. Because if I'm on SmackDown, I'm coming for you and that championship. And you can believe that. And I was like, I can't do nothing but respect the man's, the goals. I can't do nothing but respect the future. You feel me? Now let's get to the fun part of SmackDown. The real meat and potatoes of SmackDown was this United States Championship match. And why? Why would that be the meat and potatoes? Well, number one, the match was fire. The match between these two, Ilya and Carmelo Hayes, was absolutely glorious. It was stunning. It was amazing. Okay, we loved it. We loved it to death. It was wonderful. All right. It was wonderful. But the best part, and all the Christmas presents in the world, could never change the fact that Carmelo Hayes is now your new U.S. champion. That's right. Carmelo Hayes is champion, bitch. The change in the guard is coming. And it needed. Now, I loved Ilya Dragunov as champion. It was a wonderful thing. But Carmelo Hayes is the champion, and he did it all on his own. And he did it up against one of the most brutal and formidable wrestlers in WWE history. Next to Gunther, Ilya Dragunov is one of the hardest people to wrestle because he is not wrestling under like he's on some little kitty bullshit. Oh, nay, 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 nay. Nay, nay, nay. Ilya is a hard style wrestler. He is not trying to be out there for the faint of heart. You either are on point when you're with that man or you're gonna get got. And in this case, Carmelo Hayes was going back for back, toe to toe. There was very few missteps, if any, in this match by either of them. They put on a championship caliber match, but not only that, this was Mania quality level shit that we saw on a regular ass Smackdown. Okay, when I tell you that these two were wonderful in that match, they were sensational. And it was just that much sweeter that Carmelo Hayes is champion. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is just consolation prize. They just doing that because people are on them next. Good. Good. I'm glad that they're starting to start making some changes and doing some new things. It's not about Carmelo being champion, but it is about putting your best foot forward. And right now, SmackDown is okay. We love Cody Rhodes for what he's doing. And that even is about to shift. And if you have been noticing, Cody Rhodes' rhetoric is slowly starting to change. And it's not so cookie cutter, I'm the champion, I'm your champion bullshit. Yeah, he's throwing that in there. But he's starting to have that Homelander quality that everybody has grown to love. And if I know the way that they're going, by the middle or end of next year, Cody Rhodes is going to flip. I think he's going to lose his title at SummerSlam next year, or he's going to lose it somewhere in the middle, somewhere weird. He's going to lose that title. And that's going to cause a true shift in his personality and how he's moving on this roster. I promise you this. He's going to become a super villain in the greatest sense. Not like Walter, where he was kind of shoved in that position. Mm-hmm. It's going to be organic. He's going to turn, but it's going to be real slow. And you have to start paying attention to the vibes. If you're not watching the vibes, then you ain't going to see the shift and where it started. Okay? Okay. But I tell you, Carmelo Hayes is champion, and bitch, you better be respectful. Okay? Because my champion is black. And that's just the way that it is. And I don't want to hear you hoes complaining and having no motherfucking attitudes about it. It is what it is, bitch. Stop it. My champion is black. Yes. Dying with the shits, and I love it. In the words of Meek Mill, I used to pray for times like this. So that's crazy. He said, that's Jeezy for y'all that don't know. Get that Meek shit out of here. I said Jeezy. He said that's Jeezy. That's not Meek Mill. They both said it, but Jeezy did say it first. Ilya fights like he's surviving the match. Like surviving the match is his last option. Every single time. I don't know, Jeezy. Oh, that's crazy, Hiram. You're gonna have to take home another assignment on music, child. You don't know the snowman? What? I'm surprised. Now, to round this out, as Carmelo Hayes was backstage, Carmelo Hayes was thanking Ilya Dragunov for pushing him to get him back to his ways of being him. He said the jerseys are going back in the rafters, and he about to be on the tear of a century. And then none other than Johnny Gargano knocks him on his ass and tells him he ruined everything and that he's going to take everything from him, including his U.S. championship. Now, I'm on a level of confusion. So maybe some of y'all in the comments can help me, and some of y'all listening in the playback can help me. I want to understand how Carmelo Hayes ruined everything. So yes, Carmelo Hayes joined up to tag team with Ilya, and then Ciampa and Gargano got beat, right? So my thing is, question number one, is Ciampa injured or something? Because if that's the case, I feel sorry for him. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Number two, how did he ruin everything? How did he ruin everything? I'm confused because if I recall, and this is another thing, you see what I'm talking about when I say they don't wrap shit up. Axiom ain't went after Gargano yet, but Gargano got enough gumption to go and attack Carmelo after he don't won the title. You see the bullshit that I'm talking about? Axiom, this man has been walking around with your motherfucking mask for weeks, ho. Weeks. He has been walking around with your mask, holding that shit up in the air like it's a motherfucking trophy. And you telling me that at bare minimum you couldn't whip his ass? You couldn't do that? Meanwhile, he got enough wherewithal to take his ass over there to where Carmelo is doing the fucking interview and beat Carmelo just with one punch to the back of the neck. Like, bitch, I'm coming for your title, ho. He could do that, but you can't. See, I don't like that dumb shit. I don't like that. Wrap this shit up. And y'all gotta wrap it up right. Don't leave no odds and ends like that. That shit is wild. That's crazy. Anytime a man snatches a motherfucker's mask off in the middle of a match, that's crazy. For him not to get no lick back. I don't like that shit. It's disrespectful. And it's flat out played out. It's corny. Stop doing it if you ain't gonna let them get no retribution for it. Because you pissing me off. He ain't hood and I'm not shocked. Ooh, child. Oh, you do now? You got the snowman? Okay, great. Hello, Switchblade. Triple H better not think of the idea of doing a Trick Mellow Gang reunion in the main roster. Let these two go their separate paths. Well, seeing as how Triple H is not over SmackDown, Road Dogg is, that would be more of a Road Dogg problem. Number two, from what I see, I don't see that happening as of right now. Carmelo Hayes is U.S. champion. Trick Williams may be going to SmackDown, which to me, he probably will. Seeing as how his fiance is on SmackDown and WWE is very good about keeping the couples together, he probably will not be going to Raw. He probably will be sent to SmackDown, which means that Javon Evans will probably end up going to Raw, which I believe is the best spot for him, honestly. Both shows will house both of them correctly, but I feel like, yeah, that's happening. Trick Williams is coming over to SmackDown. Now, if they revive Trick and Mellow Gang, I don't see anything wrong with that. If anything, it boosts Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and they can end up splitting them up later on down the line, whether it be through controversy or they just go their separate ways. Either way, I don't need them to be revived in order for either of them to function. We know for a fact that Trick Williams can survive on his own, and we also know that Carmelo Hayes can survive on his own. So both of these men don't have to be together. Furthermore, I don't think that that is the plan. If it was, it would have been teased when Trick Williams showed up. You know what I'm saying? It would have been teased right then, but I don't think that's gonna happen. However, if it does, Switchblade, I ain't mad at you. If it does, I understand why you would want them to stay separate. Personally, I'm okay if they do a little 1-2 diddly. I'm okay with that. Gargano and Ciampa rarely, if ever, take accountability for the wrongdoings they make. Long since the days of Black and Gold, they had the loose strings up like trophies. Like, this is the thing. Gargano and Ciampa are their own worst enemy. Gargano is probably mad at Carmelo because they lost, and Ciampa is like distraught because he can't get that U.S. title. Cool. But you should be more mad at your mans because one, he wasn't focused on the right thing at hand. He was focused on him being a singles competitor, not a tag team with you. You was focused on being a tag team with him, and he wasn't trying to hear that shit. You were not listening to your homeboy, and then you blame Carmelo instead of actually talking to the man who was leaving you high and dry. Now, I don't know if that man injured or not. I'm just saying, At bare minimum, you could at least place the blame where it belongs. Be mad at Carmelo if you want to, but don't try to make it seem like Carmelo is some kind of agent of chaos. You've been running around WWE backstage acting a goddamn fool ever since you brought your ass up to the main roster, especially when your ass got on SmackDown permanently. You've been tripping for a while, okay? But I'm not. So, whatever you got going on, I hope Carmelo beats your ass. That's all I'm going to tell you, okay? Go say his name and he'll appear. That's all. No. That's all. Anywhoosies, let's get to the last bit of the show. Drew McIntyre. He's such a transparent, narcissistic fool. And what makes it easy to Drew is so easy to read, which is why it makes it so difficult to be into the story, because Cody is so emotionally driven by it that he just the storyline makes him look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? He's being drawn into a situation that is a full-on trap for him. One way or another, he's going to be either antagonized to do something that he shouldn't do, or he's being pushed and molded and shaped into a person that he doesn't want to be. Either way, Drew McIntyre is getting in his head and he's getting in his way. Now, the rules are simple. Drew McIntyre gets to pick the stipulation of their match in 2 weeks. He also has a stipulation built into the contract that once he apologizes to the referee that he mercilessly attacked, that he would be protected. If WWE reneges on this or Cody somehow attacks Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes would be stripped of his WWE championship. Now, stripping Cody of the title only is a good thing in Drew McIntyre's eyes for only one thing. Cody Rhodes will no longer be a corporate protected entity in his eyes. And two, it's an easier path to the championship. He doesn't have to go through Cody. He already knows that Cody has beaten him at every waking turn. Even when he tried to cheat, Cody Rhodes has been able to turn that cheat into a W for him. So he knows that there's no way around Cody Rhodes beating him, whether it's a straight up match or not. He can't do it that way. So he has to make it so everything is in his favor while still antagonizing Cody Rhodes. Okay? So here we go. This is how it's going to go down. Drew McIntyre came into the ring and he apologized to the referee in true Drew McIntyre fashion. Now, look, I have never in my life had a grown man stand in my face and tell me about my family and talk about my husband in my face and not get his ass slapped. There are very few things that I play with. There are very few triggers that get under my skin because I know that I'm a big bitch. That will never bother me calling me fat. Never in a million years. It's just annoying at best. But you're not hurting my feelings by calling me fat. I see myself in the mirror every fucking day. Okay? And you're not hurting my feelings by calling me a black bitch. I know I can be a bitch at times and I'm okay with that. And yes, I am black unapologetically. So that doesn't bother me either. But one thing that will get your ass whooped is putting your hands on my husband or talking crazy about him in any way, shape, or form. Anybody in my family, that is the quickest way to get you sent to the hospital. So the referee standing in the ring and Drew McIntyre is standing there. He's bending down in his face, berating him about him not being a man enough to be a wrestler, so he had to resort to being a referee, about him not being man enough to be at home with his wife and kids, and how his wife and kids are probably so excited to watch a real man like him wrestle in the ring. And I was like, Drew, if you don't get your balding headed ass the fuck up out of here, like the reads are weak and tired. If you're going to sit up there and talk about this man's family and shit, at least say some shit that's disgusting. Like, you could have been like, your wife probably said because you're not there to lay the pipe. That's okay. I'll be there tomorrow. Then that's the quickest way to get you kicked in your nuts. The referee just didn't do nothing. And I just felt like he should have. Professional or not, I don't care what you're talking about. This is WWE. Everything is a soap opera. Everything is a story. The referee could have easily kicked him in his balls and laid his bitch ass out. But instead, Cody comes out there. And this is where everything goes to shit. Because Cody comes out there and Nick trying to tell him, listen, calm your ass down or you're going to lose your championship. Okay? You got to wait to find out what the stipulation is. And you have to maintain your composure or else this man is going to get everything he wants. This is what I was trying to avoid. But your ass don't listen. But since I work for you, maybe you'll listen to what I have to say now. Cody was like, don't worry, Nick, I got it. Drew was like, well, since we are gathered here for the first time, we're going to be here talking about what I'm going to be getting and receiving as far as my match. You see, every time we've wrestled over here in America, you found some kind of way to screw me. So we're not going to wrestle in America. We're going to wrestle in Germany, in Berlin. And instead of you getting a regular match, since you always have these referees all on your side, we're going to do a 3 stages of hell match in Germany. I said, Raggy. 3 stages of hell. When's the last time we saw a 3 stages of hell match? I want to say, and I could be wrong, somebody in the comments correct me. I want to say the last time we saw a 3 stages of hell match was in NXT, and it had to be between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano. Now, y'all let me know if I'm wrong, right, or indifferent. But I believe that was the last time we saw a 3 stages of hell match. I believe so. Very much so is a miss. Nicole. Gargano might be mad at Carmelo because when Gargano and Ciampa went down to NXT for homecoming to pull up on Trick Williams, Trick asked Carmelo to help him. Too bad WWE don't mention the context. I don't think that's the reason why. That is a very, very... You would have to reach to do that. I want to say it has more to do with Carmelo and Ilya beating them last week rather than going all the way back to that. That's too far back. His loser ass might actually win. I'm gonna say he not gonna win, Nicole. I legit don't think that he is gonna win. I don't think he is. If he does, cool, whatever. Because I'm tired at this point. I just don't think he will. I would have had Drew in the Nightwater by tonight. Because he crazy. The way he was talking is nuts. It's NXT 2020. I know that it was in NXT. I want to say it was Gargano and it was Cole. But I could be wrong. I literally don't remember the last time. Before that, I think it was Shawn versus Tripp. The last one the last one in NXT was Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. I don't remember Kyle O'Reilly. Let me see. They had a 3 stages of hell match. I thought they just had a regular match. Let me see. Yeah, they did. It was NXT TakeOver 36. I don't remember that. I could be wrong, but I don't remember that match. I don't know why, but I don't remember it. I remember Cole and our Gargano's match, but I don't remember O'Reilly and Cole's match. But they had one, so you're right, Kayla. It's definitely not, but sure. I don't either, but it's up on Google. And matter of fact, somebody named Enigma Nation posted it on. No way, I don't think so. Let me see. No, their match was the best 2 out of 3 falls. That's not the 3 stages of hell. That's a different match. I thought that they didn't wrestle. I swear the 3 stages of hell was Gargano. Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole had a best 2 out of 3. Cole and Gargano were in a 3 Stages of Hell match in 2019. I remember because I watched that match. And that was for the NXT Championship. But O'Reilly and Adam Cole, they just had a best 2 out of 3. No, it was Gargano and Cole. It wasn't Gargano and Tommaso. It wasn't Johnny and Tommaso. Yeah, I disagree with that too, Switchblade. I don't need Roman Reigns to be champion either. I have no recollection of that match. The Kyle O'Reilly and Cole match, I remember that match, but it wasn't in 3 Stages of Hell. It was best 2 out of 3. But I definitely remember Gargano and Cole's 3 Stages of Hell. I watched that show. I remember that NXT. I don't remember the takeover. I don't remember the name of it, but I remembered that match. I remembered it because I watched it with Jared. I was sitting here. I think that was one of the very. That was one of the very.
When they're doing it, somebody in there already got 200,000 points.
That was one of the very first PLEs of NXT that I watched from start to finish. So I remember that match. Hi, Johnny. How are you? We just got out of the Roman trenches, and we haven't even recovered. I honestly don't need Roman Reigns to put the title on Roman Reigns. I think a lot of people want to go back to that, and I don't understand why. Y'all have to start moving forward. The problem is you're not invested in things that are trying to be put forward, and I understand that some things are just not worth the time or the effort. I get it, but at the same time, this is why when people like Carmelo Hayes get titles, they no longer give them the title after that run. They won't give them a title anymore because you're not invested in them. You're not watching them. You're not big up in them. You're on the internet worrying about whether Roman Reigns is going to be champion again. We don't need that. Let them try and put it on different people in new titles, new feuds. Let us get that. Going back to Roman Reigns and sometimes even CM Punk ain't going to change anything. But we're going to talk more about that next week because we didn't have a conversation. We didn't have a long conversation. Was it TakeOver Toronto 2019? Yes. That was the match. I bet it was the one with the weapon steel cage. I don't believe that was. I don't remember. One thing about Hunter, them takeovers used to hit like crack, didn't they? Oh, nobody's using it, so I wish he would bring the takeovers back. God, like, okay. Yeah, I've been watching them back on the NXT Vault. All right, so let's get back to Drew McIntyre and his bullshit. So then he starts to antagonize Cody Rhodes. Not only does he mention Cody Rhodes' family, he's home away from home with his bus. Not only does he mention his children and his wife, but then he goes to the biggest trigger, which is Cody Rhodes' father. He says that we're going to have a 3 Stages of Hell match, and after I get done beating the hell out of you, I'm going to send you to hell right where your daddy is. Not only that, but he antagonized him, talking about, what you gonna do? Cry? You cry all the time. All you do is cry like a little boy. Interesting. Drew McIntyre is a very interesting troll. Funny, because a mirror can always spot another mirror. Drew McIntyre is a controlled chaos when he needs to be, but he acts like a child. When he can't get his way, he has a temper tantrum. He's in the middle of the ring. He's stomping. Anybody who loses a match would move on and try to do better the next time. But instead of taking responsibility and or accountability in his own loss, he blames everybody around him. Oh, it was the ref. The ref is in his pocket. That's why I lost. Oh, it's Nick Aldis's fault. He keeps making these weird matches at weird times. I can't perform. And it's always somebody else's fault. But when the ball is in his control, in his court, and he's able to control everything, then it's a different Drew McIntyre. Then it's just, well, I'm just going to fuck with you until I feel like you're no longer fuckable. Like, I just want to keep fucking with you. And so you say shit like, your daddy's in hell, so I'm going to send you to where your daddy at. I just would have been like, nigga, your daddy dead too. Where the fuck you think your daddy at? Hello? That would not have bothered me. I don't know why that bothered Cody so much, but that would not have bothered me. I would have looked him dead in his face like, are you done? Because if this is the best you got, it's going to be a long 2 weeks for you, bro. I'll tell you what. I'll meet you in hell where your daddy at first, bitch. Okay? I'll meet you there. Because while we talking about crybabies, wasn't it you on the internet not too long ago crying because you couldn't make it to your family's funeral? Oh, it's me. I can't go to my funeral. I have to work. Oh, I can't do it. Wasn't that you? Ain't that you? On the internet every 2 weeks, hyping up, trolling on the internet, because that's all you know how to do is troll. But when it really comes down to the big matches and the big times, when it's time for you to really get down to business, you get your ass beat every time. Let me guess. Last time you went at it, what was it? CM Punk. Damn, got your ass whooped. Oh, let's see. Last time you went at it, who was it? Seth Rollins. Damn. Got your ass whooped. It seems like it doesn't matter who you go up against, the outcome remains the same. You're a fucking loser.
For the season right before we went in.
You're a loser. You've been a loser. You're still a loser. And now you're coming over here trying to start shit with me because you're a loser. I can tell you what. You can bring up my daddy. You can bring up my wife. You can bring up my kids. You could talk about my bus. You could talk about my house. You could do all of that. And at the end of the day, when I'm standing over your lifeless body in the ring, the answer is going to remain the same. And still, WWE champion, QB, numero uno, Cody fucking Rhodes, bitch. And you're still beneath me. So go ahead, talk your bullshit, clackety cloud all day long. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to put my hands on you to best you. I'm better than you every day. The title proves it. So you don't want me to touch you? My guy, cool. I have no problem with not touching you. I don't want to get my hands dirty or sweaty with a bitch who sweats just by standing here. I'd rather I touch somebody who actually knows how to wrestle. 1, 2, 3, nigga. Like, I don't have time for the bullshit. I don't. So go off, King. Your best days are on the internet trolling people. That's what you're good at. You should become somebody's social media manager instead of trying to run in here with the big dogs.
Yeah, you got me playing the court.
I laid Drew McIntyre's ass out with no malice. I just would have told the truth because it's true. How am I the crybaby? But you've been running around for the last 3 months bitching about losing. How am I the crybaby?
3-level scoring bully.
How am I the crybaby when the first thing you knew how to do was attack a referee because you didn't get your way? But I'm the crybaby? I'm the corporate stooge. But you had to go to your lawyers to facilitate a contract so that you could get another title shot with me. And then on top of that, you made it so that I couldn't attack you no more. What, you mad because I keep whooping your ass every time I come across you? Is that what it is? It don't matter. You can either get the ass whooping now or you can wait. Either way, the outcome is the same. Shoulders to the mat, and I win every single time. And that's that. That's how I would have went about it. He wouldn't have got nothing from me. Not a damn thing. I need Sol Ruka and Blake Monroe on a takeover. They ain't even got them no more. And I'm so upset because I really like takeovers. I like the takeover idea. Accountability is always Drew's worst enemy. I mean, Cody could have went for his mama, but that's a level people don't like to reach. He didn't even have to go there. Like, Drew McIntyre is easy read. In easy read, he's right there. He's very transparent. He is a bum bitch. Like, all you gotta do is call that nigga out. Like, you're standing here calling me a corporate stooge, but you literally had to negotiate to get a title shot with me, bro. Who does that? You're calling me a corporate stooge But you had to go and ban me from being able to fight you, even if you attack me. Who does that? Who's the stooge? I need no protections. I walk around here every day anticipating an ass whooping because I'm the champion. That's just the way that it is. You, on the other hand, you attack me on my bus and you expected me to just let that shit slide. You motherfucking right, I came to your house. You lucky I didn't get in that bitch when I got there, but I laid your ass out and dead, and I'll do it again. Stop playing with me. Fuck wrong with y'all. Like, this is crazy. I don't understand it. There is never a day. Let me write the damn scripts. I don't write it. Shit. Go at his neck. Stop being some scary ass corporate bullshit. We don't want to watch that. If she did, sorry for her. Sorry about that. Shit. Anyways, and the only other thing that happened on the show was Drew McIntyre Claymore kicked Cody in the face. After Cody threw Nick Aldis into the side of the ring, kicked him in the face, basically laid out, got his title, and held it over his head. It's about to be 2 weeks of attacks from Drew McIntyre. He is not going to win that championship. He's just not. It's not happening. I don't think it's happening. If he does, I'll be surprised, honestly. It's too one-sided, and it's just not necessary. Plus, his ass ain't finna be there for like a whole fucking month. There's no way. There's no way. If he do win, he shouldn't. But anyways, the only other thing that happened was Aleister Black was backstage talking shit. They got these motherfuckers wrestling again. Let me tell y'all something. I am intrigued with Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. And now I kind of understand what I'm seeing. I don't see Cross and Scarlett with them. What I see is I see the snake, the enticement of the snake and Adam. That's what I see. I don't see Scarlett and Cross. Scarlett and Cross were a bit more nuanced with their character work. It doesn't look like what Zelina and Aleister are trying to do. Those are two different paths. I get the correlation. I do get it, but I don't see. At first I saw it and I was like, it's a little too on the nose. They kind of switched it and made it a little bit more interesting. Zelina is more of the aggressor in this group than Aleister is. Whereas with Cross and Scarlett only showed up when she needed to, but Cross was the aggressor in that group 1000%. Zelina, however, is the one who facilitates, Aleister executes, and that's the difference between the two duos, which is why I say y'all sometimes have to let people cook, let stuff develop first before we pass judgment. But I don't care about Aleister Black and Damian Priest. I'm tired of it. That should have been over the last time that they competed against each other, but they seem to be extending it for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not quite sure as to what they're doing or why they're doing it, but they seem to be doing it either way. And I don't really care for it. I'm not interested. So whoever wins. I don't know what this means for them if they do, but I'm just not interested in what they putting down with this feud. Maybe when Aleister move on to somebody else, we'll see where it goes. But for now, it seems like shit is getting real. Okay. Sir, that's it. That's all. Okay. That's all we got. And we ain't got no more. Okay. You writing the scripts would have them in their feelings and nobody would be friends behind the scenes. So it would make for good TV. They say worse, and I'm not even on the TV writing the script. They say worse shit to each other. Like, they be talking about each other's dead parents. They be talking about each other's husbands and wives. They be going in, and my thing is, do not scratch the surface. Like, if you're going to say some fucked up shit, then say the shit. Say it. And then as a rebuttal, you need to come back with something even harder. Y'all just be standing there letting people talk shit about y'all. Y'all don't say nothing to them. Y'all ain't keeping y'all composure. Y'all not trying to keep shit straight. Y'all just be letting people dog y'all out. That's wild as hell. I would have been slapped the shit out of Drew McIntyre. Okay? You hate the way I write the script, then. I just want some excitement. I want some shit that's gonna make some tables shake. I want some shit that's gonna be nasty. If you're gonna go there, then let's fucking go there. Let's go there. If you're gonna make this shit look good on TV, make it look good on TV. I need to be questioning if it's real or not. That's how real I want it to be. I need to question the reality of it. And right now, the validity of it is not making sense. It's not making sense to me because there's no reason for Cody to be this overly emotional over Drew McIntyre. For what? You already got your lick back for him coming on your bus. You should have been composed. You should have been cool, calm, and collected. There was no reason for you to come out there acting a goddamn fool. Did you like what he said to the referee? No. But that's the referee's job to defend himself. He should have smacked the shit out of Drew. Because he ain't got no goddamn contract with Drew McIntyre. And he could have been like, I will eat that suspension. But you got one more motherfucking time to say something about my wife. I don't talk about yours. Don't talk about mine, you bum bitch. Fuck wrong with y'all? That's crazy. What he should have said was, you can't be out here acting like that. Y'all got to, if you gonna make it, look, I'm not saying it's got to go to the gutters of hell. But I am saying, like, go there. If you're going to go there and be talking and sparring back and forth, then let's spar and go back and forth. Let's do it. Because what we not about to do is act like I don't know how to cut a promo on you. And like I said before, the easiest thing about Drew McIntyre is the fact that he is the biggest baby in the WWE right now. That man bitches and moans about every fucking thing. If he don't win, it's always somebody else's fault. He don't never take accountability for nothing. The best thing he good at is trolling online. That's the only thing that nigga know how to do, with the exception. And if that's your greatest claim to fame, and you supposed to be one of WWE's premier wrestlers, you're falling behind, bro. You're falling behind. And once I take you to hell, out 2 stages, the only thing I'll feel bad for leaving you there, because you'll never see your dad again. That's crazy. That's crazy. Don said the only thing I'll feel bad for is leaving you there. Oh God. Don said we ain't even gonna get to 3. This is gonna be 2 stages. The first one is because I just want to play around, and the second one gonna be the nail in the coffin. He not a hard read. He not hard. So I just want them to be more realistic about how they attack each other. If you're gonna do the attacks like that and go to the gutter, then go all the way to the gutter with it. Don't half step. Take that shit down. Because if you was in there with some OGs, like motherfucking Ric Flair and goddamn Stone Cold and The Rock, they'd have rolled your ass all the way down. Fucking, and I don't be giving Chris Jericho no credit, but he used to do some fucked up shit. Chris Jericho brought his ass out there one day, had Stephanie McMahon's pre-breast implant body up on the screen, and then showed everybody how big her titties got by growing the titties on the screen with the animation. I called it the titty animation. Child, that lady's face went red, and I know that she knew it was gonna happen, but baby, that was fucking crazy. Okay. Now, back in the day, they used to do some dirty shit. Dave was back there. There was another time where Edge was getting ready to get married to Vicky Guerrero. And this was around the time that they was planning the wedding. They finally got ready to get married. And then Alicia Fox was the wedding planner. And he was back there talking to her and told her that that Vicky Guerrero wear draws from Lane Bryant. He can't get her nothing from Victoria's Secret because she a little wide. But the way he described it, he took his hands and was like, she's got these big granny panties from Lane Bryant. I said, nigga. Lane Bryant make thongs. Baby, listen. Vicky Guerrero was embarrassed. That lady was screaming so loud she had spit strings in her mouth. Okay. They used to do some of the most fucked up shit. All right. Now, I'm not saying WWE had to go back to them days, but y'all got to be realer than this. Okay. You got to be realer than this. You got to come with some shit that's going to make a motherfucker's mouth open. Like, did you just say that shit? Oh my God. Chris Jericho called Stephanie McMahon every name except the one on her birth certificate. She was every type of hoe, slut, bitch, everything you can think of. I need them to go back to telling stories that actually have nuance to it, that have some teeth, that is going to make you go, damn, I really want to see how that's going to play out. Because, yes, we understand that these are professionals and they have good matches. No one is denying that. But what I'm saying is, y'all have been dragging this shit out with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes for months. Y'all have been dragging this shit out with fucking Aleister Black and Damian Priest for months. At this point, the disinterest in these two feuds is astounding for me. I do not care about either of the feuds. I want them to move on and move into different storylines so we can see what they can and can't do. Because right now we are stuck in hell. And I'm not interested. I'm not interested. And y'all know I love Cody, but at this point, like, you're getting all worked up over a troll. Never in a day would I let a nigga see me down that bad. You would never get that much power or control over me. Ever. That's not happening. Now, I'm going to get my ass up out of her. And I'm going to chill. I will be back Monday. We will talk about Monday Night Raw. We'll have a nice little conversation, chillaxing, and see what's going on with Raw. Now, Wednesday, do not forget, we got a stacked show on Wednesday, okay? We're going to talk about NXT, all right? We're going to have a full combo about NXT, and then we'll go into the show. We're going to be talking about Seth Rollins, and I have a little addendum to add to Seth Rollins and his non-mega stardom, because there is a path that Seth Rollins is possibly taking where he doesn't really truly want to be a megastar, and that he's moving into this direction, which I think is the best place for him. It's beneficial and he is knowledgeable in it. I'll explain all of that in the show, and there'll be 2 shorts uploaded very soon giving you a little key tidbit into the show and what we're going to talk about. After we talk about that, after we talk about Seth Rollins and where I think he should go next and all that other good stuff, we're going to go right into AEW's year-end review. Okay, we're also going to do WWE's year-end review, where they started, the highs, the lows, how good things are now, how bad things are, and where I think they should go next. I'm going to bring some people in to help me cover AEW and to help me talk about WWE. But if you want to talk about it in the comments, don't forget, these are your topics. Seth Rollins' rise and where he's going to go once his career is done. We're going to talk about the highs and lows of WWE and the highs and lows of AEW. And we're going to talk about where 2026 is going to go for wrestling going forward. All right? Y'all done got your notes. Y'all got the topics. If you're coming in to talk about it with me, please be respectful next week, because I don't like kicking people out, but I will do it. Okay? And we will see y'all on Wednesday.
right.
But I'll be back Monday to give y'all the review of Monday Night Raw. All right? Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.